The BumbleKast is for entertainment purposes only. The host's comments and opinions, and those of their guests, are wholly their own and do not represent that of any other entity. Content is provided as is, with no guarantees of accuracy or timeliness.
Welcome to the BumbleKast. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my Bumble co-host, Kyle, JCRB Krause.
Hey.
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 Yo.
Yo.
Riveting commentary. Anyway, let's get to these questions that come from our patrons over at patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, and our YouTube members.
Okay, fine. First, Swagmaster E is going to start us off. How do you feel about Chosen One stories? I feel that they can remove the main character's agency if handled incorrectly, or can lead to stories feeling predictable in terms of who will win, unless they go for the knowing one's destiny is a curse, or the prophecy is bunk trope.
Those are good ways to handle it, sure. I don't want to say you need to bank on subversion, because if everything is subversion, then nothing is subverted, and that's kind of where we are in media nowadays anyway. But taking something tried and true as the Chosen One scenario and finding a twist on it, I think is fun, because you have the comfort of knowing the basic beats, who to root for and why, and then the twist on it gives the intrigue. Like, the protagonist is the chosen hero of light, and he is an absolute scumbag. How does that make sense? How do you make that make sense? Why are they the chosen one? Are they embracing it? Are they abusing it? Are they following through with it? How does it work? Or for all of its questionable execution, they flipped it on its head with the Star Wars prequels. You know, Anakin is the chosen one. He's supposed to bring balance to the Force. Oopsie! It's 1,000,000-to-1 Jedi, so bringing balance to the Force is bringing it down 2-to-2.
Yeah, pretty much.
Didn't see that one coming, did you, Yoda?
Whoops.
Math, not my strong suit is.
Or maybe they're the chosen one of light because they're an electrician.
So there's a lot of ways to do it. I've had one like indirect story with no actual meat to it floating around every now and again, where the antagonist knows about the prophecy, about the chosen one, about the whole, this is the iconic hero that's fated to defeat me. Let's have fun with that. If he has to get to the end, then whatever I throw at him, he has to overcome it. Let's push that envelope, see what happens. Oh, neat, he survived. Ooh, how's he doing mentally? Let's check in on him. And that the antagonist eventually has a degree of sympathy, because this poor guy can't lose no matter what. And he is just in rough shape. I mean, yeah, he's the great king of darkness and he feeds children to his orcs, but like, this dude's going through a rough time and it's all his fault. Maybe you should back off on the village pillaging. Maybe just a little. I don't know.
Maybe a little.
With any story, with any, fundamental trope, you need to put more thought into it than just go by the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a valid enough foundation to explore and have fun with.
Sure. All right, Comic the Hedgehog has a question. There have been multiple YouTube videos on whether Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Gang could solve the Kira case and bring Light Yagami to justice. I believe they absolutely could, and want to know how that story would go. So, how goes it? Assume the Death Note does not work on dogs.
Oh, it absolutely does.
Uh-oh.
And that is what the big downfall to Kira is.
Okay.
Because the gang begins to close in, and he's able to figure out the main three, Fred, Velma, and Daphne. They don't last too long. But, man, does he have trouble figuring out Shaggy's name? It's not Shaggy. That's a nickname.
Uh-huh.
What's his real name? What is his real name? And he's starting to sweat bullets because, Shaggy and Scooby, they're on a mission now. This isn't just about removing the rubber mask. They have friends to avenge. They are closing in. And we have seen canonically what Shaggy can do to a room full of bikers, let alone some nerd who will take that potato chip and try to eat it. No. Like, snap it to a Slim Jim, man. That's my spine crack. Like, no, Kira is in trouble. But because he has links to the police department, he's able to put things together. Shaggy's actually the son of a police officer. Yes, there is long-running continuity in Scooby-Doo. I only know this because of John Gray. He is like a walking encyclopedia of animation history. Just tricking him into giving an impromptu lecture is one of the delights in my life. Anyway.
Yeah.
So through police records, he figures out Shaggy's name and writes it down. I don't remember what it is exactly. Point is, he gets him. He got me, Scoob. You're the last one, man. And then Kira, he's looking down at Scooby-Doo and says, well, you're not a person, but let's see how this works. Scooby-Doo. Nothing.
Yeah.
Your name is Scooby-Doo. It's in the theme song. That's what everyone calls you. It's not just Scoob. And that's when Kira realizes that Scooby-Doo is technically a nickname.
Uh-oh.
He also learns how to die by dog bites.
Wow, I didn't know Scooby was that brutal.
Well, I mean, he's got nothing left to lose.
Yeah, okay. As long as Scoob's up to date. As long as Scoob's up to date on his shots, then I guess we're okay.
I mean, who needs it at this point? Yeah. Plus, if Kira figures out the whole Scoobert line, that's the family in danger. Uh-huh. No. Scoob already lost one family. He's not losing another. He's going to take this Kira and eat
it. Oh, boy. Scoob.
And at some point, you had to have Ryuk like running back and forth between the hallway and the multiple doors with the gang. That's just funny.
What about Shaggy saying the potato chip line?
Like, I'm going to take this potato chip, man, and I'm going to eat it. And then another one. And then another one.
Oh, boy.
Trying to unmask Ryuk. Like, this William Dafoe mask will come off, man.
Shaggy just unhinges his jaw and swallows the bag whole. Ow.
Shaggy, there was a TV in there.
Good. Wow. Amazing.
And like, that's my TV dinner, man.
Literally. Okay. Seaman has a question. The Simpsons opening, but it's recreated with the Bumble mods. Who's who and how does it play out? Okay. I'm guessing we're in this too. It's not just them, because there's a lot more than
5. Sure.
A lot more than 5, 6, however many characters
I imagine the entire skateboarding sequence with Bart, but it's just Professor Rye with 0 animation. Like just the little hot dog man cruising by. Everyone's reacting, the skateboard's flipping and everything, but he is like a static paint image that just gets moved along with it.
Yes, okay, perfect. Okay.
Nova gets rung up and put in the grocery bag. Kazzy is driving Marge's car. She hits me through the door.
Okay.
You're already on the couch. You figured this out a long time ago. You ain't gonna run into frame. You're set.
I just stayed home. The
rest of them can join you.
I just stayed home.
Exactly.
Let's see. Who's playing the sax?
Do you know how to play a saxophone?
Who
knows how to play a musical instrument?
Straub. Yeah, Straub is
right.
Straub is Lisa. Straub is playing the sax. Yeah.
Yep.
Who are we missing?
Well, we got to do Thievius. We got to do Noni.
Yeah, we're missing
and
Thievius and Noni. What's going on? I'm trying to remember like the intro. Like, there's so much going on in the Simpsons intro. You don't realize it until you really think about it.
I mean, do we want to tag in Jen and JR? They don't like mod, but they're involved.
And then there's always different, like, some things are different depending on the episode. Let's see. There's a ton of couch gags. Puppy has got to be in there.
Yep.
The chalkboard gag. The suggestion for the chalkboard gag is I will not burger Ian's wife. It's a good one.
Or it's the socks stay on, or it's just a hashtag knowing smile.
Yeah. The newer seasons include Grandpa in the back of Marge's car. All right. I will not mention the blue rat on the BumbleKast.
Maybe it starts out, it's you and me in the power plant, the Bumble plant.
The
and Phoebe steals a mic instead of accidentally grabs a uranium rod.
Maybe. Another chalkboard gag. I will not ask shipping questions. I will not bring rabbits to class. What does the Bumble plant produce? Bumbles, obviously.
I mean, everybody can be like on the... Everyone we can't think of immediately can be on the sidewalk as Rye kind of goes through on the budget. And we can swap people out per season, per couch gag version.
Yeah. We
endless font of possibilities.
Exactly. We got like 30-something seasons of the Bumblesons. We'll figure it out. DDR Master M has a question, borrowing from Dawson. Since you worked on Archie and not just a hedgehog, answer the shipping question to end all shipping questions. Betty or Veronica?
Midge.
Really?
Oh, easily.
Yeah. Okay.
No hesitation, no debate.
Well, seems like kind of a cop-out to me.
Look, you've seen all the hoops Betty and Veronica go through for Archie. You already know they got bad taste. You don't want to hitch your wagon to that. No. Midge has it going on.
Okay.
Every way.
Okay. Maybe what they need to do is just get over Archie and date each other. I mean, that makes the most sense.
I mean, there's got to be an end game somewhere, sure.
Yeah. Here's one from Dove. And I know most comics are written well in advance of publishing, but I imagine some things can get pulled, rewritten, or delayed due to negative reactions or real-world events. That said, have you ever had to do a very last-second rewrite of a comic because of poor fan reception? Like something just wasn't working out, so you got called in to course correct last minute? If so, what was it like working like that?
Not that I can recall.
Not for fan reception, at least.
No.
I can think of one instance where you were very likely pulled in
for last
minute revisions, but it wasn't because of fan reception. Yeah.
There was the occasional course correction for after the fact. There was one particular issue where a character was meant to be killed off, and we had long-term plans to bring him back, but the reception to their perceived death was so strong. We were expecting some, outcry of, oh no, but this was like way stronger than we thought. So it's like, okay, let's back off a little bit, still keep the principal point. This character is out of commission and in dire straits, and then they can still be brought back later. The plot overall would still work, but we didn't we kind of backed off on the trigger after we pulled it. But that isn't like a last second revision before it went to print. Like it went to print.
Yeah.
And then it was what came after that was slightly adjusted. But no, unless it would be something like absolutely catastrophically tone deaf, I can't imagine throwing out everything just to course correct like that.
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine that it would be like course correcting after the fact. Like something comes out and it's like very poorly received, and then you immediately start course correcting in the next issue. It's not like...
And even then, you probably wouldn't have time.
Yeah.
Because it would be so well into production that there just isn't the time or the money to do the adjustments to the art. Never mind a wholesale revision to the story. So,
Right.
no. If there is discontent, you just kind of have to wait and hope that the end result is better accepted than necessarily the individual monthly reception. But that's a hypothetical. I haven't had any kind of like backlash that's severe enough to even warrant that conversation, thankfully.
Luckily. Here's one from Godzilla. A man in glasses from Central Texas asks if you prefer to grow with charcoal, mesquite, or propane and propane accessories.
I'll tell you what, I prefer to use propane whenever in the company of that fine gentleman. Otherwise, I like charcoal. Yes, it gives me cancer, but it tastes good.
Yeah, I mean, they all taste good, though. I mean, I like me a good barbecue. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, true enough. Burn meat enough, and it's delicious.
Yes. Guts Berserk asks, for Ian, on your way to the comic book factory, a large crowd blocks your way. As you push through the blockade, you discover the center of attention to be none other than Ian Flynnman, comic book writer extraordinaire clad head to toe in BumbleKast merchandise. He does not recognize you as you approach, assuming that you're just another one of his adoring fans. What is your response as he hands you an autograph and gives you his signature #knowing smile?
Are you kidding me? Ian Flynnman?
What is this?
I have based my life on that guy.
What is...
Okay? Even better, in this scenario, he doesn't recognize me, so that restraining order means nothing.
What is this, Last Action Hero? Oh, man.
That autograph is going in the shrine with like all the other pictures I took, the ones he knows about, the ones he doesn't.
That guy is a legend. That guy is why we're here. And Hero Squad has one. Waluigi becomes President Washington. How does it go?
Well, not the president of Washington.
No, President Washington.
Or otherwise. Washington himself.
He goes back in time and becomes President George Washington.
And I'm just imagining Washington with that face and that mustache. Still the curly gray hair, but that face. That story about how Washington chopped down the cherry tree, it was intentional. He went after the outhouse. He went after the family dog. He went after the house itself. He went after the neighbors. Nothing was safe.
Apparently, Hero Squad's intention was that it was just him becoming president, not him becoming specifically President Washington. But it's funnier.
Both are disastrous.
But it's funnier if he goes back in time and becomes President George Washington.
Nobody actually wants to use the $1 bill because just the look on it. Trying to feed it into the soda machine. Take it, please. Take it away. I don't want it.
Our founding fathers. Our founding fathers.
Yeah. I mean, his first action would be to make everything legal. Except then there's no fun in it because you can't get in trouble and all he wants to do is cause trouble.
Exactly.
So then he makes everything illegal. And then that's great. Because it's complete bedlam, except everything's illegal, so everything he's done is illegal unless he gets arrested.
He's the president. The president doesn't get arrested. You know this.
Let's hide and watch on that one.
All right. One more before we take a break. It's from Jim. Hello, good sirs. I have a few questions regarding how you create new characters. What's usually your first step? What do you tend to prioritize first? Personality, backstory, goals? Finally, how to express the kind of design you want to the artist?
This is an incredibly open-ended question. What is the character supposed to do? Are you adding it to a pre-existing narrative? Is this to be the character for something new? What is this character? They don't just spring out of the void, at least not for me. There needs to be a purpose to them. Either they are the protagonist, in which case, what is their journey? What is the story that they are going through? Their supporting cast, how do they bounce off of the protagonist? Antagonist, what is their beef with the protagonist? If it's a long-running series, what are you doing to add something new, to spice things up, to investigate what's been established in a new way, or to shake up the status quo? What is their purpose, I guess, is where I would start. What is the role of this character? And from there, you can begin to fine-tune. Again, this is so open-ended. I don't really know which thread to pull here. It's like, Ian, explain science. Which one?
Well, I mean, like, if you're creating a character, I guess overall it would be more what's their purpose. But then where do you go from there? Like,
it doesn't have to start with that. Like, maybe you just have a cool design idea.
Yeah.
And, you've got that down. Okay, who are they? What is their name? What is their purpose? What is it they want to achieve? All right, there's your character. What stands in the way of their mission or their goal? What is it that they have to overcome? And who do they interact with along the way? And how do they interact with those individuals? Positively, negatively, whatever. That defines who they are. It's it's way more complicated than I think that needs to be. I guess, where do you start? He said, trying to find out where to start.
Yeah.
Is look at what is the strongest element that you have at the start. Do you know that you have this type of archetype that you want to do? Do you have that cool design? Do you have the story in mind and you need someone to be the conduit to bring you through it? And whatever that strong element is, lock in on that and then investigate what needs to be established from there. If it's the cool design, all right, then who are they? Why do they look like that? Why do they choose to look like that? Or did they not have a choice? What do they want? What is in their way? What is their story? If it's you've got the story, but you need someone to travel through it. Well, if this is your story, then why is that character involved? What are they doing to travel through the narrative? Are they a willing participant wanting to achieve something? Is there something in their way that they have to overcome? Do they not want to take part in this story? And yet they are brought along because of circumstances. And how do they react to that? That will define their character from there. It's find that foundational element and build from there. For the design and conveying it to an artist, do not be afraid to use references. If you have an idea of, okay, it looks like this guy and this guy and this guy all got fused together into one. Go. Yeah, as long as the artist has something to work from and you give them the freedom to interpretate, then they'll be able to hopefully hone in on what you think you want. Maybe you have a decent drawing hand. Draw it up yourself and say, this is basically what I want. Make it better. Give the artist as much information as you can, whether it's actual art to reference to or very thorough descriptions, height, weight, gender, apparent gender, demeanor, notable scars or other stuff. Like, tell them everything. Give them the recipe to cook.
Yeah. Don't hold anything back. You don't play coy with your artists or anyone else involved in your creative process. You got to tell people, like, here's what's going on, or here's what's up with this character. They're here to help you. They're not here for, the intrigue of the story necessarily. They're here to help you tell the story. I think I think we've come around on that one. I think we've got something pretty good. I hope Jim can work with that. Ready to take a break, Ian?
I think so.
Alrighty, let's take a quick break and come back with more on the BumbleKast.
We're the bee and the berry. I'm the bee.
Straubs. No, I'm the bee.
Oh, my bad. We can cut that, right?
No, we can cut that.
Okay. We're the bee and the berry.
I'm the bee.
And I'm Strawberry.
And The Bee and the Berry is an irregularly scheduled podcast where we talk all things Sonic, writing fan fiction, and fan creation.
We snoop around at fan events, review the latest and hottest Sonic content, and host interviews with our fellow Sonic fan creators.
You know, just girly things.
And hey, if you want, you can totally send us any discussion topics or questions you'd like us to talk about, and we might answer them.
Or we might not.
But hey, you never know. You can find us on Twitter, Blue Sky, Tumblr, and YouTube at The Bee the Berry.
Okay, we're running out of time here. Gotta grow fast. Ciao.
We're back, and it's time for a question from Major Bunny. So you've done a lot of writing for the Archie franchise, so I have to bring up the age-old rivalry. Who's more fun to write for, Betty or Veronica?
Oh, Ronnie by a mile.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I mean, she's not a bad person, but she's kind of a jerk because she's kind of lost in her own little world. And there's a lot of fun interplay to be had with that. Betty's just nice.
Yeah.
And together they're great because they have that built-in odd couple interplay. You know, the angel and devil on your shoulder right there. They're fine together. They're great. But whenever I've had a situation where it's like, okay, Betty is on her own, do something compelling. It's like, I don't know. Like, Archie's an idiot. He can get into trouble. Reggie's a scumbag. That's always fun. Jughead is the coolest person in the world. He knows it, but he doesn't like get all up about it. So that's easy peasy. And Veronica is just so high on her high horse. She's in a different altitude. That's fun. Betty's just like nice. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
It's just, I have a hard time with that particular character type.
I love Betty. She's fun, but I can definitely imagine Veronica is way more fun.
We got a question for you, Kyle.
Oh, all right.
This one comes from Moolah Man. Kyle, you suddenly have a monkey tail that reaches 9 inches past your head and can lift 100 pounds. Go.
That's 1,000 pounds, not 100.
Well, I didn't see that extra zero.
There's a big difference.
Your tail was in the way.
Like I could lift 100 pounds with my normally. It would be tough.
Oh, look at you, Hercules!
It would be tough.
I could lift 100 pounds, no problem.
It wouldn't be. It would be
just not.
It would be a little bit of a problem, but I mean, I could do it. But there's a big difference.
Man. Thanks for asking. Anyway,
there's a big difference between 100 pounds and 1,000 pounds. I mean, 50 pounds is quite a bit, having to carry 50-pound boxes of meat around back when I was a meat clerk at a grocery store. That wasn't fun, but anyway. Let's see. What would I do? I don't know. What am I going? Like, I guess it would make things a little easier, like maybe changing a tire. I couldn't like lift the entire car up, but I could hold it up long enough to change the tire. I don't know if it would make it easier necessarily, but you know. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess if I needed to get under things, like it would make it a lot easier to get under things to clean under them, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of boring. I can't think of what I would do with a tail with the ability to lift 1,000 pounds. What would I do with it? Is this like a reference to something? That's what I'm wondering.
If it is, I have no idea, but I am entirely tickled by the mundanity of your answer because you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's what you would do with a superpowered monkey tail.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything I would do. Be uncomfortable in every pair of clothing, every pair of pants I own, and sitting on a chair. Like, how do you sit with a tail? I don't know how to do that. I could heist something, I'm being told. I could steal things. I could steal something large, I guess. I don't know. I could make money moving things for people. I mean, that actually would be pretty useful.
The city might actually not be that bad because you could coil it up and it can hold 1,000 pounds. So, you'd be fine. You'd be well within that weight limit. So you would have actually lower back support wherever you go.
That's true.
It'd be great.
That's true. That's a good point. I could just freak people out for fun. I mean,
oh, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a thing I would enjoy doing. You know me.
Oh, sure.
Screwing with people in a way that doesn't mess with them forever. That would be nice. That would be good. I don't know, man. I don't know, Moolah man. What would you do with a long monkey tail that can lift 1,000 pounds? Tell me in the comments. Here's one from Project Shadow 50. Ian, did you know that Fortnite has long-running lore involving the center of the multiverse, crossovers, time loops, memory loss, and faction wars? They've even fleshed out more of it in the DC and Marvel crossover comics.
Good for them.
I mean, it's epic. I would expect them to come up with some weird lore for their games. They've been doing that forever. It's like Unreal Tournament. It's really just an excuse plot to have people kill each other, but, people and aliens, I should say. So, not really a surprise there that they'd come up with a whole backstory and lore just for, all our random crossover favorites killing each other. It's just kind of how it goes. And here's one from Rabbit Haver. Ian, a funny thing happened while I was watching Resident Alien with my mom this morning. In Season 2, Episode 2, about 13 minutes and 45 seconds in, a comic you worked on can be seen under Max Hawthorne's bed. Does this mean you exist in the universe of Resident Alien?
I did.
You did know this?
No, both. I did know this, and I was part of that continuity. Unfortunately, Ian Flynnman got me into Fortnite. I fell out of that universe into this one, and now I'm stuck here.
You're stuck in the universe of Resident Alien, or you're stuck in this one?
This one.
Oh, okay.
Resident Alien is a television series in this universe.
Correct. Were you originally from the Resident Alien universe?
Yes, and I based my entire life off of Ian Flynnman. We've established this.
Oh, okay.
The Bumble continuity is solid. It's all part of Fortnite.
Oh, okay. I don't know if this is the answer Rabbit Haver was expecting, but okay. It's the one they're getting, damn it. There is an issue of Sonic Universe very prominently visible. I'm just wondering if they went to a comic shop and got a bunch of old back issues of random comics and just stuck them there, and it happened to be one issue of Universe that you worked on that they put on top.
Yeah, probably.
It's very weird. It's very weird. It's so odd. It's funny how that happens. All right, Soccer Cod has a question. There's a new cartoon coming up called Steven Spielberg Presents the Slappy Squirrel Show. It's going to run for 3 seasons. Ian Flynn is the executive producer and head writer. How would he handle it, and what would the plot be?
Oh, God, 3 seasons.
3 seasons of the Slappy Squirrel Show? How do you 3 seasons out of Slappy Squirrel? I love Slappy, but 3 seasons? That'd have to be some short seasons.
I mean, the way that animation is done these days, probably, here's 5 episodes per season.
That's a good point, yeah.
Or, we build you for 1 season, but oops, Netflix broke it into 3 to call it 3 seasons, so they only have to pay so much.
Yeah, also for you kids who don't know what Slappy Squirrel is, watch some old Animaniacs. Not the recent reboot, the old ones. Slappy is one of the best segments of the original Animaniacs, for sure, but I'm not sure if you could stretch that gag for 3 seasons.
I think if it had to be that much material, I think I would take a kind of meta narrative to it where it's Slappy, wrong squirrel, sorry, where Slappy has to navigate modern media, how television has changed both in animation and just in general, how streaming content, both, bite-sized stuff on YouTube or other video channels or on the major providers, And what does that mean for entertainment and how it has changed? What is acceptable these days and what isn't anymore? And how some of that is beyond the pale for what used to be obscene back in the day and what's just intolerable now, but was hilarious back then. And just have her be a kind of commentary on the progression of media and social norms in her bitterly sarcastic way.
Slappy's not going to say something naughty on social media, guys. She's going to stay very far away from phones in general.
And I imagine there would be a degree of actual legitimate poignancy to it. You know, she's old. She has seen so much, and, you know, it's very clear that this is nothing she can control. She's part of media itself, and, you know, is she part of the continuing evolution, or has she been left behind? And that's something she would have to ask herself. She would also hit someone with an anvil. So there would be degrees.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. We can figure something out. Have to go
also,
through.
Age up Skippy, because trying to pretend he's still a little boy with that voice does not work.
Nah.
The actor grew up.
Yeah. Grow him up a little bit. It's been a while. All right. Spoiler 1001 asks, since stories are always evolving and changing as we go through time, as seen through the gold, silver, bronze, and modern ages in comics as a smaller scale, if you could take a modern story idea and send it back to a classical era or earlier, who would you send it to?
Oh, shoot.
We want to send the most recent interpretations of War of the Worlds back to H.G. Wells. Here's what you've done.
Unrelated, really, but it reminds me of a comic strip I saw where it's Charles Darwin with a Game Boy playing Pokemon and going, "What's this? A Pokemon? Oh, that's a cute little fellow. Squirtle is evolving. Evolving? Evolution has become a widely accepted principle. People understand it, and it's part of their daily vernacular." Stand on the screen. Back up. That's not how it works!
Uh-oh. That's terrifying.
Also reminds me, there was a story of one of the very first ever cinema experiences that just had stock footage of the tide rolling in or a train rolling by. And people had no experience with this kind of media. It was brand new. And they reacted as if their feet were going to get wet or if they were about to be hit by that train.
Right.
Because to them, it was a perfectly realistic reenactment. We look at it today and go, no.
Clearly not.
It's grainy and it's, not even colored. What are you talking about? So just imagine sending Independence Day back in time to those people.
I mean, Independence Day is already kind of a movie from the 50s anyway, so it's not too far off.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Godzilla 98.
Maybe somebody did send back a copy of the Dark Crystal to the Dark Ages, and that's where we get the stories of elves and goblins and other things, because they saw this and they were like, what?
Mm-hmm. Oh, boy. I do think sending back the most recent interpretations of War of the Worlds to H.G. Wells would be very funny.
That'd be cruel. I don't know the man personally, but I don't know if he deserves that.
I don't think anyone alive knew him personally anymore.
Oh, wait. I know.
You want to send a modern interpretation of a Shakespeare back to Shakespeare?
Okay, so take one of the Disney Renaissance films, or Fantasia, or one of the true spectacles of animation what is the one? The prince and no, the carpet. No, what is it? The Carpenter and the Princess. What was it called? Shoot.
Is it a Disney one?
No.
Prince and the Cobbler?
Prince of the Cobbler. Maybe that's it. One of those, one of the feasts for the eyes, and send it back to Osamu Tezuka, creator of Astro Boy.
Oh.
And say, look at this legacy that you helped lay the foundation for. Yeah, Disney did a lot himself, but Astro Boy, especially in Japan, set the standard. Or, you know what? Any of like the early 90s animation stuff, your Vampire Hunter D or any of like the Macross stuff or the Ghost in the Shell, Akira, stuff that is still astounding to this day, and say, this is your legacy. You helped create this. Your efforts led to any of the Ghibli movies. What am I talking about? Come on.
Yeah.
And not only that your creation will be loved and cherished long after you're gone, but what you have done for animation will lead to these triumphs.
Right. Send Spider-Verse back to Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. Yeah. Just don't send anybody the Emoji Movie.
No.
Don't do that. Let's not do that. All right, the Might of Gebra has a question. Hey, Ian, I'm curious, so I'll ask if the Justice League you're writing for went through the Justice League stuff, like fighting beings, like Mixospitalik, the Anti-Monitor, etc., as well as things like the Crises, Metals, Frontiers, and Flashpoint events, and etc.
That has not been established anywhere, so I can't say.
Twilord asks, just saw someone say that we need fewer writers because between books, scripts, and comics, the names of all the best ones are getting too numerous to count. Therefore, Ian, you were to be fused with any two writers of your choice. You can't opt out, so who will it be? Uh-oh.
Any writer?
Apparently.
Anyone?
Any two writers?
Put prose to page?
Any two writers of your choice. That's what it says.
Okay.
There's too many writers. We need
George R.R. Martin.
Okay.
And that way I will make sure the Game of Thrones finishes before the heat death of the universe.
No, you won't.
And Kurt Vonnegut, because that's going to make Game of Thrones really weird.
Yeah.
You thought it was odd already? Boy, howdy, are you in for a trip.
Good point. As long as it's... Wait, hold on. Is Kurt Vonnegut still alive?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, he didn't specify authors living. He just said any two authors.
That's true. Okay, yeah, he died in 2007. Okay.
Rest in peace.
He lived longer than I thought he did. Yeah, okay. Well, there you go. Boy, that book would be real weird. Yep. This last question on this episode from Walter. What are your favorite tabletop games?
I have, in quotation marks, fond memories of Risk.
Risk is kind of a pain.
I look back on them fondly, but at the time, they got tiresome. It's fun at first.
Yeah.
But then the stalemates sink in, and this game that was supposed to be a fun afternoon is well into the evening, and we were playing the Lord of the Rings variant one time, and they added named characters that had heroic feats to them, and that throws off the balance of the game entirely. And the map was actually based off of Middle Earth, so it wasn't balanced at all. It was just Middle Earth carved up, and we couldn't win. We couldn't finish the game. We were trying to lose, and we couldn't finish the game. Somebody rolls eagles, and the joke of, oh, here comes the eagles is not funny anymore. The orcs are coming over the hill. It got to the point where we were just laughing deliriously because it was just a noise to us. It was madness. So I look back on it fondly because, gosh, that was stupid. But at the time, it's like pulling teeth.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. I like D&D or Pathfinder. Very similar. But, yeah, they're both pretty fun. As far as, like, if you want a tabletop role-playing game, yeah, they're the kind of the basics, but they hold up for a reason. They're still around for a reason. They're fun to play. As far as like board games, I don't know. Monopoly is like a terrible game, but I still like to play it. It's not a good game, but I don't know. I like it.
What's your house rule for it?
I hate house rules, honestly, because they make it last way longer. Like the free parking one, the one where you put all your money in the middle and then get it all if you land on free parking. I think that rule is one of the reasons why people hate Monopoly so much, because it makes it last way longer. Monopoly should not be that long of a game, but it ends up being that way because of house rules. So yeah, no house rules. If I can help it, no house rules.
See, yes, I agree entirely, but I've had at least one instance where somebody was absolutely taking me to the cleaners.
Yeah.
And then I landed on free parking and I destroyed their empire.
Well,
and I'm still smug about that. So,
Well, yeah. But then there's also the one that you can destroy people with the by forcing them to pay taxes on every house and hotel on the board.
Oh,
that they have on their bird. Yeah, that's actually built into the game. You don't need help. You don't need a house rule to help with that. That's a game ender right there. Literally, it's built in. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't played many board games recently. I can't really think about it. Does card games count? Do they?
And you play them on a tabletop, do you not?
Yeah, true. I got into Microsoft Solitaire, oddly enough, for a while. It was like classic Klondike, single player, single deck, and just was like playing that for hours for no real reason, just to kill time, and I kind of got into it and was having fun with it. I'm like, you know what? This game still holds up, damn it. It's a lot easier digitally, though, rather than having to try and move all the cards around. It's like, yeah, computer, do it yourself. That's one reason what makes it so addictive is just how easy it is compared to playing it physically. All right. I think that's enough.
I think so, too. I mean, we couple of cards need to shuffle off anyway.
It's true.
Thank you to all our patrons. God. Who support us with their questions via patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, or by being a YouTube member. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other. Watch out for Kyle's incredibly powerful tail. And we will see you next time on the BumbleKast.
You've been listening to the BumbleKast, a co-production of Bumble King Comics and the KNGI Network. Original theme music composed by Ken Coda Snyder. Remixed intro by T-Lopes. Find out more information, along with podcast feeder links, MP3 downloads, and more at bumbleking.com and kngi.org. What are you doing out in the street?
I was going to run errands. Instead, I nearly ran into a support pillar because the old man couldn't pick a lane.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, as long as
hoping it'll buff out or wash out or something. It's only like very superficial, but... And I never got what I went out for anyway, so...
Well, at least you didn't run into any black ice while walking on the sidewalk.
Given the way this year has been, dude, don't jinx it. It's 30 bloody degrees. The air is full of smoke because the province is on fire.
Well,
I
yeah.
will find a way to slip on ice in the middle of bloody August.
When it's 30 degrees Celsius for anybody, for you Americans.
Before
listening.
heat index.
Yeah. Let's see. 30 degrees C. What is that for our tiny American pea brains? Can't understand things.
It feels like 33.
Hold on. 30.
86.
It's 86, which isn't that bad, but
It's not
With-
obscene for
with-
most folks, no.
with fire smoke, it probably isn't comfortable. 92
Well, with the
heat index.
heat index, it feels more like 91, 92.
Yeah.
And then you factor in the air quality.
Yeah.
I was reading updates today. It's like, well, this region is currently on fire in this many hectares, and this region is on fire with this many hectares. This one's like less than a hectare, but it's on fire too.
What the hectare?
It's
I know.
less than a kilometer.
I know. It's just a funny word.
It's like we can't drop the water bombs at night. It's like, why not? It's on fire. You can see it. It's bright.
I mean, you'd think.
Then again, smoke is a thing, and it goes up where the planes are. So,
Yeah. Well, maybe the
Alright,
planes shouldn't be up there in the sky planing.
well, where else would they be, Kyle?
I don't
Underground.
I don't know. Maybe they should be. Maybe we should all be underground.
Subterrane.
I guess. Apparently,
Actually, that sounds like kind of a cool. That would be a cool vehicle. Quickly
Yeah.
into the subterrane.
Apparently, your poor kitty's nostrils are full of soot.
Yeah, he's got a lot of me boogers.
Oh, that sucks. Me boogers.
But he has discovered the joy of bubbles.
Yes.
And, I spent probably a solid half hour blowing bubbles.
Oh boy.
And Molly's sitting there kind of like, what's going on? What are these things?
Freaky.
And she'd like talk at them, maybe swat. Nebo is like jumping in 3 different directions at once, swatting them with every available limb. And then, looking at me going, ah! It's like, all right, I'll do more. Here we go. Here's the bubbles. Pounce, leap, jump, hunt, sniff, growl, dig. They're not in the carpet, buddy. I'll blow some more. Hold on a second. Ah! Okay, here they are. I had to stop because he was panting like a dog.
Apparently, he is a lot like a dog.
Yeah, he is. That's part of the breed, but it's like, buddy, you're working yourself to exhaustion. Like, he's flopping over. I can see him visibly panting.
Uh-huh.
And he still wants more. It's like, no,
wants more,
time to settle down for a minute, buddy. Ah! No,
like,
buddy.
no.
Settle down.
No, give me the bubbles.
Granted, that he doesn't sound like that. He sounds like a deflating balloon. He's got the softest, squeakiest little...
He wants on the BumbleKast. Came down in a bubble, dog.